case, there was no cause for lamentation. Om Jnana Timanandasya, Jnana Amrita Chukshun Midatamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of the East. My spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, opened my eyes in the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisance unto him and all members of the Quran, in succession. So this book, the Bhagavad Gita, which means the Song of God in Sanskrit, or in English, is our basic book of philosophy. Bhagavan is a word that indicates the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, Srila Prabhupada gave that phrase, which is more, how do you say, robust than just the word God. God, it means basically the Supreme Controller, Supreme Person. But it doesn't give really much detail about who that person is. The word Bhagavan indicates the Lord who is full in what we call 6 opulences. If God is all, the basic opulences we get from the conception of God is He's omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. These you'll find in Western theology. But what does that tell us really about God that we can relate to as in a personal way? The whole purpose of Bhakti Yoga is to reestablish or reawaken our awareness of the Lord at every moment in our lives, and more importantly, our relationship with God in a very personal way. Now, we have our relationships in this world, and we can analyze them, as have been extensively done by our acharyas, means our teachers and exemplars in this process. And we can understand very simply, what is it that makes life worth living? Really, it's loving relationships. If you're sitting alone in a big house, you may have $1 million or $1 billion, but you're the most miserable person in the world. A poor farmer with his family and relatives and engaging in his life is much happier. After all, the purpose is happiness, not power or money. Those are supposed to be means to happiness. So these relationships can be analyzed, and we have several basic ones. We all experience a mother and child, or parent and child. This is such a basic relationship. Without that love of the parent for the child, there's no civilization. There's no human beings would die out. It's a basic feeling. The mother will even give her life for the child. So much concerned about that child. So that's one basic relationship of love. We also have friends. This is another one. What's life without friends? This is why Facebook is so popular, because it gives you the illusion, I can have thousands of friends. I'll friend you, you'll friend me. But that's very kind of tenuous. Real friendship is one-on-one. Someone will actually sacrifice their welfare to help you. Someone's going to put themselves out if you have trouble. This is a friend indeed, right?
Yes.
Friend indeed is a friend indeed. So friendship is very important. There's also, of course, where we have man-woman relationship. This is a basic relationship, embodied in the husband and wife and children and family. It stands that way. And then also we recognize the servant and master. Now this is, immediately we get, what is that? That's like slavery, isn't it? Or maybe I'm working my job. But no, that's not what it's talking about here. Servant and master means that there's a very kind and compassionate master and a loving servant. And there's a reciprocal relationship of maintenance and compassion and love that way. And Krishna, he evokes that relationship also. So, now, this verse describes our life according to the Vedic understanding. The Bhagavad Gita, as I mentioned, is the essence of spiritual knowledge, of Vedic knowledge. And specifically the Bhagavad Gita is known as the Gita Upanishad. It condenses the essential spiritual knowledge in more extensive words called the Upanishads, which is part of the original Vedas. Upanishads give you the spiritual essence of Vedic knowledge. There's other parts of the Vedas that really aren't spiritual, like Ayurveda, very important science of medicine, but there's nothing intrinsically spiritual about it. And so the Vedas are very bad. Vedas simply mean knowledge. And these Vedas exist since time immemorial. The essence of it is being given here in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is speaking this book, speaking on a very dramatic scene on a battlefield. Arjuna was a great warrior. He was also a great devotee. Very, very moral and ethical, a dear friend of Krishna. He had this friendship relationship with Krishna. And so the whole Mahabharata is the greater history of India. Vast book. It's bigger than the Iliad and Odyssey combined. And it tells many, many stories, but the basic history is the history of this Kurukshetra war that took place between the Pandavas, Krishna and his four brothers, who represented good, moral, ethical rulership, and the competitors called the Kurus, led by Dravida and his brothers. And they wanted to try to usurp the kingdom. So there's all kinds of machinations. It's a very fascinating story in the Mahabharata. So the time comes. Now, the Pandavas want to try to avoid war as far as possible. But they were the rightful heirs of the throne and had been usurped. So Krishna, he wanted the Pandavas, especially Yudhishthira, who personified Dharma and religiousness, to rule the earth for the benefit of the people. So he arranged that this battle would take place. And just at the critical moment, Arjuna was a great warrior, the greatest in the world. And he was on one side, Krishna was on his side. He was actually driving his chariot. He took that role, humble role of doing that. That Arjuna suddenly saw on the other side, it was a fratricidal war. He saw his friends, he saw his worshipable teacher, Dravida, who taught him this art of fighting, which is also in the Vedas, the Dhanurveda. And he saw the grandfather of both sides, this Bhishma Dev, who was revered by everybody. He's on the other side. And so many friends and relatives. He said, what do I want to engage in this battle for? You know, I'll have the kingdom, but it'll be drenched in the blood of the people who I love. So let me go to the forest. I give it up. I'll just be a beggar. You know, somehow I'll live that way, but I won't have to take part in the death of these friends and relatives. So that was his argument, and he was learned, so he supported it by some Vedic understanding. He was speaking in truth. So this is the scene. Now Krishna, he's on the chariot, and he's arguing with him on the basis of Kshatriya and friendship, not to do it. He said, how has this weakness come upon you? Get up. You're in the middle of a battlefield. You can't do this. You know, everyone will speak ill of you. It'll be horrible.
There's some basic
the audience
teaching.
said, no, I don't want to do it. So he's torn. And he drops his bow. He's crying. He's trembling. He's an existential crisis there. On the one side, his friend Krishna, who he highly reveres, and he knows as the Lord, wants him to fight. And then the other side, his gut and his heart is something I don't want to do with people. So this is the dilemma. It's a very dramatic. So this is near the beginning of the instruction. And basically what Krishna is emphasizing in this whole part of the Bhagavad Gita is that you are simply calculating your activity and what is right and wrong on the basis of the external body. But the external body is not the self, is not the soul. Much more important is the soul within.
Yes.
And this verse, I remember when I first read it, it was so clear that anyone, that you don't have to be a scholar in Bhagavad Gita or anything, can understand the process of transmigration, because we're already transmigrating even in this body. So